welcome to another edition of the Taylor Truth Podcast. I'm your host, D. Taylor.
Hey guys.
Yep, that's her. on tonight's show, we're gonna have a very special guest, our own personal trainer, Miss Ciarra Morris. But first, we got to get into this little situation that popped off today.
Yeah, we
woke up too early.
But we do have to do a slight recap of Married at First Sight, and then we'll do.
Go and get your recap of the Married at First Sight.
It's not much. Y'all saw what it was.
Maybe they didn't see it.
Paige disappointed us all. That's pretty much what happened.
My Lord.
Paige. We in the words of Tyra Banks, we were rooting for you. We all were rooting for you.
Paige.
And then, she decided that she was gonna give. First of all, she met with Chris. I would not have met with Chris.
Mm-hmm. Strike number one.
She met with Pastor Dwight first, which was, I thought was odd, but apparently Chris didn't like that either. So he cut off his relationship with Pastor Dwight. I don't think Pastor Dwight cares one way or the other.
Pastor Dwight was just trying to get some more.
He got his 15 minutes. So so Chris didn't like the fact that Paige met with Pastor Dwight, but yet still, he supposedly had another one of these sob stories that she was like, can we start over? And I was like, it's going to start over the same way that it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know what Paige is looking for.
Paige look real desperate right now.
I don't know if it's desperation. It's not desperation. I don't think it's desperation at all. As I was stating before, it's not desperation. It is Paige has in her mind who she thinks she is supposed to be with. Mm. And for some reason, that image is Chris. For some reason. And I don't know what reason she would have to think the Chris is ideal for her. But she seems to think that Chris is legit, and she wants to keep, why am I fuzzy?
Yeah.
I'm still fuzzy.
Go ahead, keep talking.
I don't want to be fuzzy.
Keep talking, man.
Okay. The definition of insanity. It's not desperation. She honestly has it in her head that this is how she is supposed to operate. And Chris is it for some reason. And Sis on the last episode said she wanted to start over.
Start over. Okay. Whatever.
Hey, Alvin.
Whatever. Hey, she is. Mm-hmm.
So it's not desperation. Everybody else is getting along as we thought they would.
Hey, Alvin.
I didn't. Yeah, everybody else is moving as they begin to.
I think the 80s dude and the girl.
They're still gonna fall apart.
They're gonna fall apart, but at least they're trying.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she's trying. I think she knows that she can't, just as Chris did. Like, you keep backing away. Ain't no need for you to be on this show. So you're not going to make it to decision day.
How long they got to be married before they make a decision?
They have 5 more weeks.
So they get like 30 days?
Yeah.
You marry somebody that you never met before, and you only get a 30-day trial period.
That's it.
God, they just bad it.
That's it. That's all you get. So yeah, I don't. Like I said, we were rooting for old girl, and
Paige is a disappointment.
Maybe she'll snap out of it.
No, she's not. Maybe, you know what? We know it's not going to end right.
It's not going to end well. We've seen the already part. That's come out. Okay. So, yeah.
I had a little rant on my Facebook page today. about the Kurt Franklin situation. Kurt Franklin cursed his son Slam out, and his son deserved every bit.
Allegedly, from what we know, we don't know them people.
From what we know, if the rumor of him telling his dad to shut the F up, that's the rumor.
Yeah,
he deserved every piece of it. If that's what we know, if he said that, that's what he get, because I saw for cheese. That them two upstairs tell me shut the F up. Of them. Shut the F up. World War III is happening in Studio 7206. I'm waiting for that day. I'm waiting. That's why I pump all these weights. That's why I run all them sprints for the day that somebody try to step up and become the king of this kingdom. And Steve Harvey said, the world championship belt is always ready to be defended. You can take your shot anytime you want to. But once you take your shot, you got to go.
Aside from that,
I would say he heard the audio. That the boy told him. Yeah.
And also, from what the sister says, the half sister, apparently they don't share a mother. They have two different moms, but she confirmed, like, essentially he mad because nobody is feeding into him wanting to be spoiled anymore. So he is asking people for things. He asking for money. He asking for some leeway, and people aren't falling for his shenanigans anymore at 33.
At 33.
So she added out as well. She was like, the only reason you got into college is because of dad. You lived a privileged life. So what are you angry at? Because nobody's feeding into your stuff no more. So she was like, if you want to air it out, I'm gonna air it out too. So I don't know why people shocked. Like, those of us who have lived long enough, we've been cussed out.
Yes.
We've been cussed out by somebody that was our elder. And 9 times out of 10, it was deserved.
Yeah. Now I put on Christian. Just in case you didn't know, Christians curse. In case you were shocked.
And not only that, it's like somebody was like, "Well, this is toxic. You should never talk to your children."
He's a grown man. Bleep man.
He's 30.
He's a grown man, yo. A grown whole man.
Yeah, I don't. Your mama said, "You are my son."
You are my son. Yeah, I am your son. Yes. Number one, I wouldn't tell you to shut the F up.
Right.
I would tell you to heist that noise if you ain't making sense. But I ain't gonna disrespect you like that.
Yeah.
And then if I did, you got every right to lay it on the line. And you have cussed me out before, and I still think you saved by Jesus. So hey, look, for most of y'all folk that come from the other side of the tracks, when little Billy can say what he want to say, and you don't respond to that, that ain't how it happened on the black side. Because I have been told, and many of my friends been told, I done brought you into this world, and I'll take you out. Or I will beat the black off you.
That's the one you've heard quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
We'll have to go over the back family. One of these days, we just gonna make off a list, and y'all send them in.
All right.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. But we're gonna welcome in our guest on tonight. We're gonna welcome in our guest, Miss Ciarra Morris. Hey, C.
Hey, how are y'all? Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you coming on and spending some time talking with us about health and fitness on tonight. You have tremendously helped myself, and I don't know about her. She can tell you her own personal stories, but
I don't share. Me and you, Ciarra, I don't share that with everybody else. They don't need to be.
And how she helped you?
Yes. No, I'm saying when you be telling people, you and Alvin try to get me to say how sore and stuff I am. They don't need to know all that. Ciarra know it. That's it. That's all. I told you I was fuzzy.
You're not fuzzy now, though.
It fades in and out. Hold on, Ciarra. Is that better?
Yes. All right. Tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to the world. See.
All right. So I am a full-time personal trainer, entrepreneur, business owner. I train adults as well as high school athletes. So from the ages of what is high school, 13 to on up, not really an age limit. My oldest client has been 84, I think.
Wow.
So all the way up, I enjoy it. It's very rewarding. My background is in athletic performance. I ran track as a sprinter at James Madison University, and so I still coach high schools in the area, and as well as work with the track and field athletes.
That has to be super rewarding. That you can your scope is from here to all the way there. And so what is the major differences of training an athlete versus training unathletic people?
One thing is mentality. A big thing is mentality, the mindset. As far as athletes, they know that they're in here for a reason, most of them to hit a certain mark, to move to the next level, to get a scholarship. So they're in here for a certain reason. So their drive and determination is a little bit different. So they know, hey, I'm going to be sore from this workout, but I have to keep pushing. Whereas adults, especially ones who haven't worked out before, like if you're coming straight off the couch, it's not going to feel good. And a lot of people don't like pain. I mean, it's just, they don't like pain. They don't like to hurt. So it takes a lot of a mental struggle for a lot of adults. They don't know what to do the next day. I mean, I've had people call me and like, do I need to go to the doctor? I'm like, no, you will be okay. For some people, if you've never been sore before, they don't know the difference between being sore and being injured or hurt. So that's the biggest thing with adults and athletes. And then athletes understand that it's a process and it's a journey. They know that, hey, I'm gonna compete for 4 years, so it's gonna take at least 4 years. Where as far as adults, they think it's gonna happen overnight. They're like, hey, oh no, I should see results in a month. Like, you didn't put on this in a month. So
right. Right.
It'll take some time. So the difference in mentality is a big thing. The difference in mentality is what I would think, and the drive and determination.
Let the people. I know we got it streaming across the ticker on the YouTube, but let the people that's listening to us on the other apps, let them know how to get in touch with you.
So on Instagram and TikTok, it is a lifestyle_fit, and the E in each of the words in lifestyle is a 3. So lifestyle_fit, and the E's are 3s. And on Facebook, it is Ciarra Morris.
So where did you get your drive and determination to go into this business?
I always knew that I wanted to continue to be in something that was physical. My major in school started out as kinesiology, exercise science, pre-PT, which is physical therapy. So I started down on that track. And after being on scene with the therapist, and they told me that I couldn't work with athletes because that was my biggest thing. I wanted to work with rehabbing athletes. And they said, no, you have to start in the hospital with the hip surgeries, the knee surgeries. So basically it was just too slow for me. So they wanted you to start. You can't start at the top. You got to work your way.
Right.
I said, oh no, I can't do that. At that point, I didn't want to teach someone how to walk. Like that was just too slow for me. So I like the fast pace, but I knew that I still want to do something that was rewarding and helping people through health and fitness.
So did you not know until college you want to do that, or did your path start in high school?
Yeah, well, in high school, I thought I wanted to be a hairstylist. Actually,
Really?
Yeah, I loved hair and nails. I even went to summer camp for it. I loved it. And then it kind of, maybe in college is when you had to pick something. And I started thinking, I said, well, I like science. So that's kind of how I ended up in that major. And then from there, I realized, oh man, like I really like the anatomy, the physiology, nutrition, all of that. And thinking, hey, how can I make this into something that'll work for me?
We know that you started all well. We know that where we go, where did you? And that's Gridiron, where you're at now in Southside, Richmond, Virginia. Where did you start after high school?
So going straight after college, I went to American Family. So I started there in the commercial fitness world. And from there to UFit, which is another commercial fitness. And then from there, I went to corporate fitness at Capital One, where I trained their associates full time while always staying at Gridiron, which is private fitness. So I was always at Gridiron part time, and now I'm there full time for private fitness. So I've seen all areas from commercial, corporate to private fitness in the industry.
So tell us, we know you help other people. And you have several other goals for yourself and awards. So give us a little bit of that back end of your personal fitness goals and your accomplishments, your accolades.
Okay, well, I think my goals kind of change monthly, seasonally. Okay. So sometimes I'll go for more of the powerlifting. So at the end of last year, I went for some maxes, and oh, look at that! and
You more prepared for that?
So yeah, last year I went in the end of last year, maxes for the powerlift, squat, deadlift, and bench. So now I'm more looking at the endurance side of it, stability, more so trying to get consecutively how many pull-ups can I do. Then once it warms up, I like to work more on my cardio again. I try to get my mile time down. So it just depends on the time of year. I try not to lift too heavy all year. So I'll do maxes maybe twice a year, but not a lot. So that's kind of it. And then once I start really working with my athletes, I try to refresh my memory on the Olympic lifts. I always tell my clients, if I make you do something, it's because I've done it before. So I'm not going to make you do something that I haven't done. So I try to stay abreast with all of that as well. So kind of well-rounded between powerlifting and Olympic lifting, as well as the cardio aspect.
So there's a difference between powerlifting and Olympic lifting?
Yeah, so your power lifts would be your squat, bench, and deadlift, where your Olympic lifts will be your clean, so your hang clean, power cleans, your snatches, and your jerks.
Okay. Now, and we know that being lifting and being physical is great for your health, but how does nutrition play a part in it?
Oh man. Whew. It plays a huge part. I always tell people it's 80-20. Nutrition is 80% of the equation, because we can't outwork a bad diet. So if you can get the nutrition down, the working out part will come a lot easier. I've seen people still stay in the same spot they've been in for years because they just refuse to change their nutrition. So if you can get that down, your strength will increase, endurance. You'll see a big difference in your workouts, your recovery time. You won't stay sore as long. There'll be a huge difference.
I do notice that Now that you say that, that makes sense. You know, the better I eat is I'm not as sore. I don't find myself as sore the next day. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, and you're fueling yourself for your next workout, so you're not coming to the workout feeling awful, like I can't do this. Yeah, it makes a huge workout and performance.
We have a friend that came in with us, and he had eaten trash the day before. His workout that day was awful.
Ignore him, friend. Ignore. I'm waiting for his comment to roll up. Ignore him, friend.
Anonymous friend. This anonymous friend.
He had a come to Jesus moment.
He didn't tap out on us though. He held on.
Very funny.
He held on. I know that was rough.
So,
but that was a lesson learned.
Yes, it was. It was. So, as well as the physical training side, do you also offer meal nutrition with yours?
Yes. Upon request, I do nutrition as well, meal plans as well as nutrition guides, and that's all online as well. And definitely, like I said, putting them both together, the results are amazing. And learning how to eat healthy, meal prep, and organize your schedule so that you're not making excuses for why you didn't eat right. Basically, making time to prioritize your nutrition is a big thing.
I know that's one of my downfalls. I do not sometimes feel like preparing the meals. If we didn't cook the night before, and then where I work at is not really a bunch of great healthy choices during the day. So
no, most places aren't.
They aren't.
Plan it, and it's hard to eat healthy on the go.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What would you say? I know you said that a lot of adults think it's supposed to be overnight. What do you think is the biggest hindrance from people getting a personal trainer or following a plan?
A little, you know what, maybe some of both equally. A lot of people have a negative stereotype around personal trainers. People who are more timid and laid back, they see things like, let's for say, The Biggest Loser. And a lot of people look at Jillian Michaels, and she's screaming and in your face. And a lot of people don't like that type of training or motivation type. They want someone who's not so intimidating. So I think that turns a lot of people off. And a lot of people think that they can't afford a trainer. So that turns a lot of people off before they even ask. When in reality, if it's important to you, then you're
gonna make room for it.
Make it right.
Yeah.
And investing in yourself should be something important to you.
Right.
I'm like, when the new iPhone, what is out, iPhone 12 or whatever is out, you're running to get that. So if you can afford every new iPhone, this or whatever, you're investing in Apple. Why not invest in your health? So
okay,
it's all about what you prioritize, and the meal plan, following that, and that's just mentality of it's not going to be easy, but you just make it a priority yet again, and saying, hey, this is my goals, no excuses. If someone brings up, hey, a piece of cake or whatever, it's just learning how to say no. Is really it. You just have to say, hey, I got to make this sacrifice for my health.
Ooh, say no to cake.
And it was funny because our sessions are on Saturday, but we haven't really been able to do a lot for Black Restaurant Week. And we went yesterday to a spot called the Sweet Spot. Is a new Black owned ice cream, treats and desserts place, and it was delicious. It was delicious.
But that's one time.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I haven't heard of them, so I'll definitely have to check them out. I looked on their page a little bit. They had vegan and non-dairy.
They do. They had a good selection of non-dairy.
Okay, I'll definitely have to check them out.
I would say eating a cookie.
Alvin ain't been in the gym in 2 weeks and he eating a cookie.
He hasn't earned that cookie. You gotta earn the cookie.
Alvin is a mess.
Oh man. So why did you choose the name Lifestyle Fitness?
To show that it's a lifestyle change. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not a fad, and it's for anyone in any part of their fitness journey, any lifestyle. So if you're an athlete, if you're a stay-at-home mom, if you're a weekend warrior, whatever category you fall into, fitness can be a part of your lifestyle.
How is it? Do you have family as clients?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I train with my parents and my uncle and my sister.
Do they cooperate?
They do. They do.
Because you know family will tear up your stuff. They
are really well. They're really good about it. They work out at least twice a week with me, as well as doing cardio on their own. They're great about the nutrition when I give them new plans or anything to do like that. They're great about it. They help me out. I'm like, hey, I need to try this out. Trying something different. They're all about it. So I'm very thankful for the support. Definitely.
Now, was your household like into health and fitness from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My parents and sister, we all competed at the collegiate level in track and field. Okay. So we've always been active, but getting my parents back in the gym after, not competing for years is something different. And some things like they just didn't do back then. A lot of the power lifts and stuff like that, they didn't have the guidance and instruction as much as we have now. So they're learning a lot as well. But like I tell people, it's really important, especially as you age, to keep that resistance training and flexibility going, because that's the thing that unfortunately happens as we get older. The elders fall, or is due to lack of flexibility and weak bones because of lack of resistance training.
As of last year, we know that the COVID-19 really struck really hard. Do you has it impacted your business, or has it from last year, and do you see it gaining as it is coming down? Is your business going up as the numbers are starting to fall?
Yeah, so when it first hit, that was a big thing in the gym, of course. And I went from being full-time in the gym to full-time online. So I had to make that quick switch. So I had some online virtual clients, and then had to switch back into the gym once things started opening up. Trying to transition back into it. So, but now I still have both online, virtual, and in-person clients. And it seems that now more people are getting their vaccine. People are looking into the health a lot. They really want to focus on the health. That's kind of how it's been the past 6 months or so. Once that stress factor and the shock of, oh my gosh, what is this that's going on, went away, they started saying, hey, there's one thing that I can control, and that's my health. So it seemed like the past 5 or 6 months, the rise in interest of exercise, working out, personal training, nutrition, all of that has definitely increased. And I think it will continue to increase as the vaccinations increase as well.
Have you seen the people that consistently worked out, or have you seen many of them? I know you probably know a few people that actually caught the COVID, but have you seen the folk that's consistently working out suffer severely with that disease? for that infection?
The ones that I've known, none of them have been hospitalized that I know of, that work out consistently and have been diagnosed with being positive for COVID. From, I think, age-wise, I've had a couple athletes that have tested positive, and they were asymptomatic. They felt great. I told them, I said, well, how are you feeling? Only thing they said was, I was just so bored because they
Yeah.
were forced to, quarantine. So they're like, that was the most boring 14 days of my life. But they were still out running, running miles, but by themselves. But they were fine.
Yeah.
They didn't understand, and I think that was the hardest part for them. They kept saying, but I feel fine, but I feel fine. Whereas a couple of my adults that got it, not quite the same. So they did have symptoms, but like I said, it wasn't to the degree of being hospitalized.
So with all that being said, the more you work out and keep your blood flowing in your body, the better your body can handle any type of sicknesses.
Exactly.
And truthfully and honestly, I don't think since the stress has been on the COVID and Corona, I don't think I have actually been super sick this year, because normally when the seasons change, I get sick. But I haven't been sick in about that severe where I had to stay in the bed in the whole year. So
That's good.
So what do you think is the best times to work out?
Whenever it works on your schedule. Whatever works for your schedule is the best time. And some people prefer morning, some people prefer evening, but don't keep putting it off because, I'd rather work out in the morning, but my schedule doesn't permit. So if you can only do it in the evening, then hey, get it done in the evening.
Right.
I say that's a cop-out, because many of us know with the amount of equipment, or even with resistance bands that you can do around the house, and I think all of us have, to a certain extent, figured out how to work out from home during the pandemic, and all you gotta do is get your butt up out of bed. Because one of the things, I don't like getting out my bed at 4:30 in the morning, but I know for who I am and what I am that I need to be I need to get up there early, because that limits my distractions.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you get it done and you get it done and it's over with.
Say it again.
I cannot. I cannot.
Yes.
Some of the best sleep coming at between 4 and 4:30. No. Explain to me and some of the other people, I know a lot. So there's like a stigma, because we've had a couple other trainers before, and your process is a little different. So explain to us and some that may be watching that want to know the difference in, number one, the way you train versus possible other coaches or trainers. And number two, breaking this stigma of, if I lift, I'ma look like Hulk Hogan or whoever. So breaking that up so people know, like, this may not be your physique if you lift. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
So for the training styles, I think that just depends on your background and what that particular trainer likes to do. Because most trainers are going to train on something that they're comfortable with. And some trainers who they may have had a huge weight loss journey themselves, and whatever they did is what they'll probably implement with their clients. So with me coming from the athletic background, I try to implement a wide variety of things and try to mix it up. But I tend to stick to the staples of the powerlifting, as well as the accessory lifts, with working in the cardio, getting that muscular endurance and the heart rate up. So that's what I like. Some trainers really like the HIIT training. Some trainers like the boot camp style. Some feel like, hey, if you're not crawling out of here, then we didn't do anything. So some people like that. Yeah, some people like that type of style. Some people like the Orange Theory, the cardio style of jumping from the treadmill to the row machine. So it just depends on kind of like what your background is in and what you're comfortable with, I think, the most when it comes to training style. And as far as the lifting, a lot of women do think that if I lift weights, I'm going to get big and bulky. But the honest truth is all of that depends on your genetics. And women just don't have enough testosterone to get as big as they picture in their mind, nor are you training for that. So like I tell people, if I'm not training like a bodybuilder, then you won't look like one. And most people are not training like a bodybuilder. So unless you're training like one and eating like one, then you're not going to look like one.
What is eating like a bodybuilder?
So a lot more meals than most people are used to. A lot more protein, a lot more structure than most people eat. I think the average number of meals that clients eat that are just starting to work out is about 2 a day. And bodybuilders probably eat maybe 7 times at the least a day.
Wow.
So I wouldn't even know how to find it.
It's a huge difference.
Yes, that is a difference. Who is Alvin said he said I owe working out in the morning to Big Twin because I won't try to get up at 7:30. But now I actually like it. Good for you, Alvin.
So 7:30 is late for you.
Right. That is late though.
I'll be 3.5 hours into my day at 7:30.
Right.
Shoot. Now it is like it's just I think there's a whole lot of myths in the fitness industry, and I don't know where these myths come from. So can we focus a little bit on debunking what are some of the biggest myths that you have encountered?
I talked about one on my live this week about through exercise, can you turn fat into muscle? That's a big myth. People say, I'm gonna work out and turn this fat into muscle. When in reality, they're 2 different separate cells. They can't turn into each other. So you're using exercise to build muscle, which burns fat, but you're not literally turning the fat into muscle. That's definitely one of the biggest myths that I hear, as well as the one that we just talked about with women lifting and getting bulky. What's another big one? Oh, you have to do hours of cardio to lose weight. That's a big one that people think they have to be on a treadmill for hours and hours to lose weight when you don't.
I'm trying to figure out, because that's what I've been told. You got to be doing all this cardio. Why is that?
I just enjoy cardio. I never said you had to do cardio.
All right. So how much cardio? All right. How much cardio do you actually need in your life?
It depends on your fitness level, what you're trying to do, and where you are basically. Are you sedentary? Do you walk for your job? Like, are you on your feet for your job? Do you move a lot? But other than that, it just kind of depends on that. But there's a chart, I can't even remember off the top of my head, how much they recommend as far as vigorous activity, moderate activity level for each person, women and males. But it's not hours and hours. It's not hours and hours. It's more like walking in your neighborhood a couple times a week and getting the heart rate up.
Yeah.
So if you can get your heart rate up by lifting, you're basically doing a good job.
You are. But I would still try to get in some type of focused cardio activity.
Did you hear the end part though? Because Ciarra, I'm gonna tell you when we go in the gym, because that's the first thing I do is I'm jumping on the treadmill first part of the workout, and he look at me and roll his eyes. He was like, "Why are we here?"
You can walk outside. That's how I feel. You wasting time in the gym.
I'm like, at least give me about 15, 20 minutes.
You wasting time doing this cardio in the gym when there's a whole street and world you can go. It ain't raining or nothing.
I understand. I see what you're saying.
And my thing is, my body, to me, especially in the gym, is I'm not motivated and warmed up unless I start there.
Okay.
So before anything else, I have to start there. But he will roll his eyes.
I ain't got time for that at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, no, you don't.
I got to hurry up and get my lips in.
That sounds like a you problem.
You kind of still wake up.
Right. Mm-mm. No, thank you.
I wake up, I got a cup of coffee already injected in my veins.
Oh, see, no.
And most people get that.
No. I say you probably jump out the bed. I'm rolling out the bed.
When the alarm actually goes off, like it's rough enough.
Exactly. No. 4:30 is early.
Yes.
I know another thing is I want to put up one more picture and I want you to explain this picture. Why are you laughing?
Because Ciarra's not ready. She don't.
Oh yeah. I don't like what we got. Okay.
The picture on behind me, the super small Ciarra. Tell us the story behind the transformation. Why your shoulder all wrapped up? What's the story behind it?
So, it was an overuse injury from college. I had a rotator cuff tear, so I had to get it repaired. So I got it repaired the year after I finished running in school, but it was just from overuse. So it wasn't like one day I hit my shoulder, it was an accident, anything like that. It was just overuse injury, and just unfortunately lack of knowledge from my strength coaches of how to balance out the muscles exercises when working out. But yeah.
I got a question. These people in college working you out and they didn't understand stuff.
Yeah, a lot of more back movements than chest movements and shoulder exercises. So my back, biceps overpowered my chest and shoulders. Is basically when I went into my surgeon, he said if your biceps weren't this strong, your shoulder would just be leaner. Yeah. So by the time I got there, it was 85% torn. Yeah, it was to the point where I couldn't sleep at night anymore. And I remember telling my coach, I'm like, I'm trying to run. I'm like, something is wrong with my shoulder. But you know, as athletes, they just push through the pain, shake it off. You fine. We'll ice it later. But ain't so much but ice can do for that.
Right. Not 85%, no.
No, it was just over time. Like I said, it was an overuse injury, unfortunately. I had this surgery and they were asking me like, well, what do you do? Are you a thrower? I said, no, I'm just a runner. So they're like, we never see anyone like baseball players, softball players, people like that were my age that came in. So I was in therapy with people who were everybody was over 70, I think.
Well, yeah. Most people in PT are right around that age. For some reason, I don't know what it is. When I tore my ACL, MCL twice.
Okay. And
every time I went to PT, I was in there with my friends that were over like 60 or 70.
Yes.
Darn, what I do? Like,
yes.
But yeah, that's the way it is.
But those were definitely some of the hardest workouts I have ever had. But I was so determined. Like I told my surgeon, I told my therapist, like, hey, this is what I was doing before, and I want to be even stronger coming back. So I didn't want that to be a limitation at all. And part of the reason why now I make sure every day I'm working on a different muscle group. I love back. So whatever I do with my back, I force myself to do chest and shoulder wise as well, to stay symmetrical. That's a huge thing. So for those of you who are only working upper body or only working chest, is not great. It'll lead to injuries down the road. So we want to stay as symmetrical and flexible as possible. But I'm definitely stronger than I've ever been, and it was definitely one of the best decisions that I made.
No residuals, anything from that surgery?
I have to warm up my shoulders a little bit more before I start doing any type of chest or shoulder workout. It just is a little bit tighter. But other than that, no.
I had a question.
You lost it.
Yeah.
That's why you're supposed to write them down.
I'm getting old. I'm getting old. What are some of your most frustrating moments as a trainer?
Oh man. Not knowing my worth. Not knowing my worth in the sense of whether it was undercharging or not going for what I wanted as a trainer in my background. And that's something that I think as a young trainer you struggle with. But as you continue to grow, you understand that, hey, you know, I put in work for this. I have a degree. I have certifications. I have experience. This is what I do for a living. So you kind of have to know your worth a little bit more and be willing to ask for what you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big thing. I think that was frustrating, as well as working in commercial environments where, again, it's just knowing your worth and saying, hey, I'm working all these hours, I'm killing myself, and I'm not even getting 50%. So it's more so, I think that was the biggest frustrating part of being a trainer.
Is that the reason why there's almost like a revolving door of trainers at commercial gyms?
Yes, definitely the reason. For what we have to charge the clients to what you see in return does not equal out, unfortunately. You end up working a lot of long hours, early mornings to late nights, and it's just taxing on the body physically. And after a while, you get tired of it, you burn out, unfortunately.
Client-wise, what frustrates you?
Oh man, when a client isn't seeing the results that they want, but won't own up to their part. I can only do so much on my end.
Right.
I'm not there with you at home. I'm not your personal assistant. I do not have any client that pays me enough to just be their trainer. Unfortunately, I don't.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice. I don't live in the West Wing.
Right. Right.
I'm not there, you know. So I don't know how many hours of sleep you're getting. I don't know that if you had a bad day, you decided to eat this piece of cake, and you know, I don't know your stress level of was family wise, the reason why you didn't work out. But don't come to me, you know, after 30 days and say, well, I don't know why I'm not losing any weight. It's like, come on.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah, it's like something that's frustrating as a trainer when I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. I want to see the results, but I can't do it for you.
I want to see these abs, but them Jones ain't coming.
What? His result? We're not even gonna talk about that because.
Okay.
Who's going on? I missed something. What happened just now?
Your progress has been amazing, so we're not even gonna talk about that. That's just part of the journey. We still have ways to go.
She's like, oh, I feel this way. And I'm like, Shut up.
I do. You can't tell me how to feel.
I don't, but in the meantime, I'm looking in the kitchen in the drawer at the one cookie that's in there that I haven't even eaten, and I gained 10 pounds. So, so please.
Of course, because you're female and they have that testosterone that's just gonna burn it.
And all I gotta do is look. That's it.
I say men don't know how easy they have it. Ooh, testosterone is in your favor.
See, Alvin too. He get on my nerves.
All right, so it's also leg muscles genetic too, because I suffer with baby legs. How does that work? Why some people just?
I'm sure that's not a technical term. Do you suffer from baby legs? Oh.
That is genetics. that is all genetics. Some people have thunder thighs. Some people have hips. Some people, their arms are just bigger. It's just genetics. So unfortunately, we can do as much as we can, but the genetics lever may not be in your favor. But you can definitely add in. Yeah, so you can definitely add in another day of legs if you would like.
But I do legs. I do legs like twice a week.
You don't have to tell us.
I be squatting my big hair pops off during the week.
You don't have to, we know you wear all your legs.
She
just told you it was genetics. You can blame all your people.
I'm sick of squats. Squats is another double.
You can blame all your people. But I put that 800 number up down on the screen. Do you suffer from baby legs? Call 1-800.
I mean, like I will never have hips. That's just genetic. I'll never have hips. So no matter how many of those little clamshell, whatever things I do, it doesn't matter.
When they come up with the transplant list, I got you.
There we go.
I got you.
Oh man.
Some stuff is just genetic. You got to work on what you got and make that shine because.
It's just and I'm so because everybody talk about them because I'm big, but I got small legs. I went and measured my legs, my calf muscles around, and then Googled it and see what's the normal calf muscles. Yep, man. And I actually got bigger than normal people's legs, but it just looked weird on my body.
There's a leg average you can Google.
Yeah, you can Google the circumference of everything.
Yeah, you can.
I don't.
Is that being vain?
I don't know what you call it, but it's crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you did that. Look at you learning something new.
This is why we are here, to learn things new every day.
Every day, you're right.
Every day. What's your? I know you're a trainer, but what is your perception on waist trainers and sweatbands?
They are great if you want to lose water weight. It is not something for long term, but you will lose the water weight. The waist trainers will force you to keep your core tight to reinforce that posture and keeping the core tight. But as well as you'll lose the water weight, which, you may see in inches, but of course, as soon as you eat or drink something again,
it's right back.
Yeah.
So it's before you go out on the party to get into that person. And you can't even drink no champagne while you're there because you're gonna come back.
Exactly. I mean, that's why you see a lot of like wrestlers with the sweatsuits so they can drop those couple pounds before weigh-in, things like that. But it's just water weight, really.
And I when I was playing little league ball, when you get to a certain age, you have to weigh a certain thing, and then I would have to walk around 2 hours before the game with a trash bag on, kind of walk around the field, jog around the field, and then for the weigh in, I would have to take the trash bag off just to make weight to play in the game.
Yep.
Then they feed you hamburgers and French fries before you go into the game because you're so dehydrated and you're so hungry.
Yeah, they were just trying to get you to drop that water weight, so when you weighed in, you were good.
I would say having a ball. Thanks,
Thanks,
Alan. The mom said you got her legs.
Yeah, I certainly do.
Oh,
And that's okay.
That's all right.
It's fine.
it's right. She's not complaining, so what's the problem?
Exactly. I've said not one day in these 20 some odd years, nothing about your legs.
It's everybody, all the other people be talking.
They
about
don't count.
Legs. That's like my cousin Clint. He talk about my little legs. Talk about how small they are. When I was lifting 475 pounds, and he gonna talk about my legs shaking. I'm like, forget you. You can't lift this.
Exactly. That's why they said something.
How important are shoes when you're working out?
Oh man, very important. A lot of injuries stem from not buying new shoes. A lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna work out in my old shoes because they're thinking working out in my old shoes, but you're not thinking, hey, you're doing an impactful exercises. You need something that's gonna support your joints, not just something that's broke down and old because you don't want to work out in your nice shoes. So I always say invest in something that's good. I see a lot of, they'll say their shin splints, the arch of their foot, knees, even lower back from bad shoes and no support. For my athletes, it's about maybe, depending on the shoe, like 70 to 90 miles per shoe. And then they should get a new one. So most of them get new shoes, depending on if they're like a distance runner, maybe 3 months. If they're, sprinter or whatnot, maybe like every 5 to 6 months. But you should definitely be replacing your shoes to keep the joints and everything happy. If not, you're definitely going to feel it.
I think it's time for me some new workout shoes. I know it is.
Yeah.
Them gray Nikes I done had about a year now, and I feel it.
Yeah, as much as you work out, definitely.
Okay.
But if you know me, I am a cheapskate.
I was gonna see how you put it.
I have become the guy that watches pennies, and I know I need better. I know, especially when I'm walking or doing something. I know I probably need to reinvest in some Brooks for walking.
Yeah.
I want to try some of them no bulls for basically lifting and doing. They know they're a little flatter, but it's hard for me to pay that amount of money for shoes.
You investing.
I understand. With my bank account,
you act like you okay. Whatever. Yeah, this is so off topic. But look, this how cheap. So I do mean to get in your business for a second. I'm gonna ask you, how much do you pay for a good pair of jeans, like quality jeans? What do you say is the average price?
Well, at least starting at $50. A good pair of jeans, they're gonna start at $50. But you can probably get them. Yeah, you could probably get them on sale for like $39.99, $30. Yeah, you can get them on sale for like 30 something. But
I bought 3 pair of jeans. Yep, day before yesterday. 2 pair for me for all my extra baggage in the back, and a pair for my mother-in-law, and spent $90.
Oh, that's really good.
Okay.
Okay.
That's really good. That's like less than $30 a pair.
Oh,
if you add That's
Man,
really good.
I didn't upset because it was her money. I can't tell nobody what to do with their money. But I know when it was like 2 years ago, I had to search for some jeans, looking for jeans. So my jeans, come on, Cameron, don't do that now. While I'm trying to talk about my jeans. My jeans, I was surprised at the cost of jeans because I think the last few pair I had, I think I got them from somebody, and I didn't have to buy any.
No, I bought you those.
Yeah, she bought me jeans, so I don't know how much they cost. So when I went looking, I was appalled.
Appalled.
How much a pair of jeans cost, and I'm like, where are the $20 jeans at?
In the kids section?
No, I found $15 jeans at Old Navy, and they fit me right. They fit me right.
Okay.
And I was like, it had to be something for the cheapskate people that fit right and decent quality. I had these jeans for
they don't owe him not a thing
for 2 years now, and they still hold it. The only is one pair that I have issues with the zipper, but and them don't fit right.
They was $15, and you got a problem with the zipper. You don't have no,
No, you don't have no argument.
Okay.
I do like Old Navy though. I do like Old Navy. You can't find a couple deals. Old Navy. You can.
But even in there, the jeans were still like on average $30. He went to look at the clearance section. They still was like $20.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this ain't clearance. This ain't clearance. Where is it? If it's clearance, it should at least be 50% off.
And I would say, $10. I'm gonna take Big Twin to the blacksmith and get him some shoes. Max Street. What?
Oh man, y'all don't leave me alone.
You should definitely invest in the a no bowl or something like that for because you lift so heavy with the powerlifting.
Yeah, that's exactly why I wore them Converse, them Chuck Taylors in like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I had a sneaky suspicion we was gonna be doing something like that.
No, don't spoil it for your friend. You so many workouts behind. We got to catch you up.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
I was trying to call him out.
He got to come on 3 consecutive days.
He said he only missed a week.
Alvin missed more than a week because he missed some midweek workouts that he had with.
Don't tell all Alvin business. He said he only missed a week.
Well, he talking it live in the screen on the chat. He is the one. I ain't gonna say no more.
He said I'm only 2 down. 2 down.
He gonna be gone next weekend. You gonna be there? He might be there.
I'm the one that's gonna be gone next week. Any more questions for Ciarra?
I did have one more.
I was getting dark. I'm sorry. I was like,
just a glow behind you. You good? You good?
Okay. Yeah, it was a little noisy in the house. I said, let me walk outside.
Before we end this, what advice would you give to anybody that's trying to no, you know what? I'm gonna go. What advice you give to people that's trying to get into the fitness business?
I would just say follow what your passion is, regardless of the fads. Don't go towards a fad. Follow your passion because the fads are going to play out soon. So if it's something that you're passionate about, that's the way to go. And always focus on the client and not the money, because if you focus on the client and making sure your client is good and they're getting results, then the money will follow. But don't be so focused on the money than your clients. I actually have clients who have been with me since I first started in 2014. So being able to keep my retention rate up is a blessing for me, and it speaks volumes to me. And the new people probably don't like it because I don't have any space to take. But it speaks volumes to me to know that hey, the clients are still loving what I'm doing, and I'm able to progress them throughout their fitness journey and over the years as things change as well. So that speaks about volumes to me. It's always better to keep a high retention rate than having to keep looking for new people. So I love that.
What do you think is the best certification for people? I know there's a lot of them out there. So what do you think is the best certification?
Again, the same type of thing with your passion, because each certification specializes in something different. So as far as NASM and ACSM, they're more to your ACSM is more to your clinical. NASM as kind of a clinical as well. As far as your AFA certification is more group fitness. The ISSA is more generalized fitness. And there's also nutritionist certifications. If you do want to work in a clinical aspect, you can go to something that's more specialized to that, as well as you have CSCS if you want to just do strength and conditioning for athletes. So you just kind of have to figure out, hey, what do I want to do? What kind of atmosphere and what population do I want to work with? And then find the certification for that.
Uh-oh.
Are we frozen?
Yeah, she back.
Okay. We froze for a second.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. All right. That's all the questions I have.
Anything you want to add?
Oh no, I enjoyed this. This was fun.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on. And of course, and if any of the viewers, listeners have any questions on health, fitness, or any inquiries about personal training, like I said, I'm limited with in-person slots, but I am available and taking online clients right now. So definitely, reach out to me. Lifestyle _fit on IG and TikTok, and Facebook, Ciarra Morris. And on IG and TikTok, the E's are 3s.
E's are 3. Also, if you're trying to book her, you can reach her also at her email account, thelifestyle.fit@gmail.com. The E's are 3s. Even if you just need a consultation, please reach out to her. She's a great person. She works with you, and I know I'm seeing results that I haven't seen before with my limited knowledge of fitness, and then getting professional help is a wonderful thing. And now that I'm working towards being a fitness warrior through Sports Backers, I've gotten a lot of knowledge more so about flexibility and stretching and all that good stuff. So we want to thank Ciarra for coming on and sharing an hour of her time with us on tonight.
And before we go, I want to show y'all these shirts real quick where I'm at. Okay. ADG, and he has on an ADG shirt. Akamai Delgado is the group that I am a member of. These shirts, if you all like them, go live on March the 26th. And you can reach us on Facebook or hit us up in the podcast email. And we will deliver, make sure you have the right spot to get your order. So not until March 26th can you order them, but let us know if you want to order a shirt.
Hey, Clint. Hey, Phyllis Perry. That's Clint. He could be with us next week. I think it's just going to be me and you might still be out of town. It might be just me and Clint in the studio next week. But holler at Ciarra, man. She's great. She's wonderful. I know you got some kids at the daycare that might be interested. Their parents might be interested in trying to get some personal training in. Please share her information. She is right in Southside as well and online, so she can meet you anywhere you need to be met. I know it's really taking this. I've been taking advantage of it. My wife, I got her in this year. She's taking advantage of it. She's stronger than she thinks she is, and I can't tell her that. That's why I have Ciarra to tell her and push her to let her know, because she'll get mad with me and I like my benefits. So, so I let somebody else tell her and push her, and she's not gonna argue with her. She's not at all.
I'm not.
Yes, it is very strong.
Ciarra said very, girl.
You are stronger than what you think you are.
Yes, moving those deadlifts 3 sets of 10 like it was nothing.
Oh, it was something, alright.
Put on that 155 and you still knock that joint off the box.
Exactly.
I'm telling her she can probably lift. She can probably do the deadlift 225.
Okay. Good night, Ciarra.
One time. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for checking in on us on tonight. Remember, this podcast is on YouTube. This podcast is on Spotify. This podcast is on Google Podcasts. This podcast is on everywhere you can find podcasts except for Apple, because they're taking me through the ringer just to get it on there. So it's everywhere else except for on Apple. But if you have Apple products, you still can get these other apps.
You absolutely can. All right. So, thank you again, Ciarra. Thank you guys for watching. Good night, everybody. Peace and
also we're gonna have Phyllis Perry, which is Clinton. He'll come on next week, and we're gonna just chop it up a little bit, talk a little sports, talk about a little life, talk about parenting through the pandemic and running a business through the pandemic. We also so we want to thank Clinton has been really supportive of us since we've been back on. Alvin has been really supportive. Tati is supportive. A lot of y'all, my mom's always is on point. But like I said, we get the more viewers we have throughout the week, the more listeners we have throughout the week, helps us a great deal. And again, we thank Ciarra for joining us, and y'all have a wonderful evening.
Good night.
Good night.